Hi everybody. For today we're going to be doing goal number 6, which is using power rules to simplify general expressions. So before we actually start doing those, there's a few rules that you need to know regarding powers. Okay? If we have a to the m raised to the n, this means we have a power raised to a power. This one's going to be a to the m times n. Excuse me, sorry, my hand's in the way. M times n. You always just multiply the powers. Versus if we have a to the m times a to the n, you take your powers and you simply add them together. If we have a to the m over a to the n, this is going to be a to the m minus n. Same rules we went over in class. A to the 0 is 1. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. And a to the negative 1 just becomes 1 over a to the 1. Okay? Now, why is this? Let's do an example of each of these just so we can kind of see these in action. Okay? If I have a to the third raised to the second, that means we have a to the 3 times 2, which is a to the 6th. Take a look at a to the m times n. Let me just fix the camera here a little. We're on an angle. A to the m times a to the n. So if we have a to the 3 times a to the second, means we have a to the 5th. Okay. Here we have a to the 5th over a to the 3rd. That's going to equal a to the 5 minus 3, which is just a to the 2. Anything to the 0 power is just equal to 1. Why is that? That actually applies to this rule right here. If I have a to the 5th over a to the 5th, well, based on the rule we just learned, we know a to the 5 minus 5 then, because it's going to simplify. And essentially, it's like saying anything divided by itself is just 1, so we get 1 for the answer. If we have a to the negative 4, negative exponents we can't have, so we make it 1 over a to the 4. So these are your basic 5 rules that you need to know. Now, the steps for solving these, there's always 3 steps, and you just have to go through them over and over and over to simplify them. Distribute first. Get rid of a negative exponent, and then simplify. We're going to use these 3 steps to do some practice problems. Okay? Let's do letter A right here. Negative 5x to the second raised to the third. Okay? Step 1. Since we have parentheses and we have a power outside, we're going to distribute. This 3 will get distributed to everything inside the parentheses. So this negative 5 is going to get it as well. So we're going to make that a negative 5 raised to the third. Notice where I put the parentheses. We did this earlier. I keep the negative inside the parentheses. Power to a power, 2 and 3. We get x to the 6th. And then just simplify. Negative 5 to the third is negative 125, x to the 6th. I say simplify because in step 2 it says get rid of negative exponents, but we didn't have any negative exponents. This is not a negative exponent. This is a negative base. Big difference. Okay, letter B. Again, step 1, 2, and 3. Distribute. This 2 is only going to be distributed to what's inside the parentheses, nothing outside. Okay, so that 7x squared is going to stay where it's at. This will become 4 to the second power. And 0 times 2 is just 0. Okay, step 2 says let's get rid of negative exponents. There's no negative exponents anywhere in this. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. There's no negative exponents anywhere in this problem. So I'll just simplify now. We have 7 times 4 squared, which is 7 times 16. We get 112. X to the second. There's no other x's to combine with it. And y to the 0. Anything to the 0 power we know is just 1. So the answer is 112 x to the second. Okay. Letter C. Again, same 3 steps. I know this one's getting a little crazier, and letter D is even worse. But distribute, get rid of negative exponents, and then simplify. Excuse me. So 3 to the negative third. We're going to take that and distribute it to each part here. Okay. This will be 3 to the negative 3, x to the 12, and y to the 6. That comes from just distributing to each one of these. Now, we do have, in step 2 it says get rid of a negative exponent. We have a negative exponent here. So what we're going to do is rewrite this so that negative exponent gets bumped down to the other side. So we have x to the 12, y to the 6. And then 3 to the negative 3 is going to become just a 27 down on the bottom. Because that's 3 to the third when we move it to the bottom, and 3 to the third power is just 27. So this is our final answer. Okay? And one last example here. This one looks tough, and it is. It's a little more challenging, but it is still manageable. So feel free to copy it down, pause it, and then come back and let's go over it together. Okay? Hopefully you've done it. Here's your answer when we work through it. The 2 is going to get distributed to everything that's inside. So the top is going to be 2 to the second. This will be x to the negative 8, and that'll be y to the negative 2. On the bottom, we're going to take that and distribute it down to here, here, and here. We have 5 to the second, x to the 12th, and y to the negative 10. Okay? In step 2, it says to get rid of negative exponents. Negative, negative, positive, negative. There's only 3 negatives that we have to worry about here. So 2 squared is just 4. Let's take care of that. X to the negative 8, we're going to move down to the other side. Make it a positive down there. Y to the negative 2, we're going to move down to the other side and make it a positive over there. 5 to the second is just 25. X to the 12th, it's positive, so we're not going to move it. It's going to say x to the 12th. Y to the negative 10 is negative, so we're going to move it, and it's going to become positive on the top. Last but not least, let's simplify. So treat these like separate problems. 4 over 25 does not reduce, so that's its own little problem there. X to the 8th and x to the 12th, that means we have 20 x's on the bottom. Y to the 10th and y to the 2nd, I can get rid of 2 y's total, and I'm going to have 8 remaining on the top. So this is our final answer right here using those 3 steps. Okay? I hope this helps. If you have any questions and you need more examples, please feel free to email me and I'll see if I can help you because I know this is one of the tougher skills. Bye.